Behind me is a $100 million estate owned by the widow of Steve Jobs. And right over there is the most expensive trailer park in the world. Welcome to Malibu, everybody.
You may be wondering how this happened. If you know anything about Malibu, which if you don't, it's a super famous beachside community near Los Angeles that's filled with all kinds of Hollywood elite, and it's where you drive your Ferrari to Nobu. It's not where you live next to a trailer park. So to understand why it's there, we have to go back, way back to the Spanish Empire. When they controlled California, they parceled it out into these large tracts of land called ranchos. And Malibu used to be a rancho. It used to be called Rancho Malibu Topanga, and it used to be this huge 13,000 acre parcel of just untouched wilderness. Think Big Sur. That's what Malibu used to be. And this rancho was passed down from generation to generation. And in the 1930s, it was in the hands of a woman named May Ringe. And May faced a unique new problem because the Southern Electric Railroad wanted to build tracks from Santa Barbara to Santa Monica. And they wanted to go right through Malibu, right along the ocean. Back then, they could use eminent domain. They still can, but they don't use it to build railroads anymore. They could use eminent domain to say, screw you, May, we're building our train. And so she realized that she had to do something if she wanted to save this coastline. So she went into this long, protracted legal battle with everybody who threatened Malibu. And she did all kinds of stuff. She built a tile factory to help pay for the legal costs. But one thing she did that had a lasting impact was she built a bunch of cottages, and she encouraged famous movie stars, actors to move to Malibu to seek privacy and to live on the beach. She did this because she wanted influential people to live there to help fight against the train. If it was going to be built, they would have to build it through, they'd have to demolish Marlon Brando, or actually further back in time, they'd have to demolish rich people's houses. And May Ringe thought that this might work. It kind of did, because they ended up building the train through the valley north of Malibu. But they built Pacific Coast Highway, which is just as bad. It's a disgusting road. Tons of people die on it. It's horrible. But anyways, back to Malibu. For a long time, she managed to limit the development. And so for a while, even into the 70s and the 80s, Malibu had rich people, but it was mainly like a fishing community. There was a big pier. It didn't really seem like what it is today. And back then, if you go further enough away from Los Angeles, the land was pretty cheap. And so they built this huge mobile home park on 67 acres. And back then it was lived in mostly by fishermen and people who wanted to get away. And over time, as Malibu became more valuable, more in demand, you began to see rich people say, hey, I'll live in this trailer park, right? It's also exacerbated by the fact that Malibu's full of kind of like the surfer bum type anyways, people who don't need a super lavish lifestyle. We're okay living out of a van, and these aren't the same people buying the $100 million houses for the most part. But for a while, you used to see the price of these trailers increase slowly, steadily over the years, to the point where today they're worth $5-6 million. People like Matthew McConaughey, Barbara from Shark Tank have lived in this trailer park in Malibu. And so there never was a big incentive to demolish it, because now this trailer park is full of rich and influential people, the kind of people who would be living in those cottages that May Ringe built. So it's a pretty fascinating story, and I'm sure a lot of the rich landowners would like to get rid of it. The concept of a trailer park, it's like an eyesore. But if you walk around, it's a really nice community full of dense housing. I think it's pretty cool, and this is a pretty short video, but I just thought it was interesting enough to talk about. So hope you enjoyed, and if you're ever in Malibu, you can go to this place called Paradise Cove, which is owned by the company that owns the trailer park. And it's technically a private beach, but there's no such thing as a private beach in California. And they tried to block it off to people, and the California Coastal Commission threatened to fine them $10,000 a day. So now you can pay $65 to park at this beach if you want, or you can park on PCH and walk about a quarter mile in, and you get this nice beach, and you can see, you know, Steve Jobs' widow's house, and you can see the trailers and all that. But yeah, just thought I'd make a quick video. Too long to make a short about it. There's a pretty interesting history, but not a super long video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good one.